Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we are diving into a fascinating and slightly unusual topic: cigarette charms. I'll be showing you some examples from my own collection, discussing their history and exploring why these little trinkets, often overlooked, are actually quite collectible. We'll look at different styles, materials, and even the surprising stories behind some of these tiny pieces of history. So, if you're curious about cigarette charms or just love vintage collectibles, stick around, this video is for you. Hey everyone, so we are diving into something a little unconventional today: cigarette spells. Specifically, how a hex placed on a cigarette might affect a man, and how you might even recognize it. It's a fascinating, and frankly, slightly unsettling topic. The peculiarity of a cigarette spell lies in its intimacy. Think about it: a cigarette is something incredibly personal. It's held close, the smoke inhaled deeply, a ritualistic act in itself. So, a hex woven into this intimate act carries a potent energy, a direct connection to the intended target. The very act of smoking the hexed cigarette becomes a conduit for the negative energy, making it a particularly effective, albeit ethically questionable, method. We are talking about manipulating someone's very breath, their very life force, through something as seemingly mundane as a cigarette. The energy infused into the tobacco itself is absorbed with each puff, making it a slow burn, a lingering curse. It's not a quick, flashy hex, it's insidious, working its way into the target's life subtly, almost imperceptibly at first. Consider the symbolism: the burning, the smoke dissipating, it all contributes to the overall power of the spell. The materials used in the spell itself can also amplify its effects. Certain herbs, oils, or even whispered words can be incorporated to intensify the hex's potency. It's a deeply personal and potentially dangerous practice. Now, how does a cigarette hex manifest itself? Well, there's no one-size-fits-all answer, as the effects depend heavily on the intent of the caster and the specific ingredients used. However, some common signs might include a sudden downturn in the target's luck, persistent bad health, perhaps unexplained illnesses, or recurring ailments, a noticeable increase in stress and anxiety, or a general feeling of being unwell, even if medical tests show nothing wrong. It's important to remember that correlation doesn't equal causation. These things could happen naturally, of course. But if several of these signs appear concurrently, and especially if they coincide with the knowledge that someone might have placed a hex, it's worth considering. You might also see a change in their behavior: increased irritability, lethargy, or a sudden decline in their overall well-being. Financial difficulties, relationship problems, and even accidents can be subtle indicators of a hex's influence. The key is to look for a pattern, a consistent downward spiral that seems inexplicable. It's a subtle, insidious form of manipulation, and recognizing it requires careful observation and a keen awareness of the target's usual behavior. Finally, let's talk about the consequences after a cigarette hex. This is where things get serious. The repercussions can be far-reaching and unpredictable. The target might experience prolonged periods of ill health, severe financial setbacks, or deeply damaging relationship issues. The hex's energy can create a ripple effect, impacting not only the target but also those close to them. It's not just about physical ailments, it's about a pervasive sense of negativity that can seep into every aspect of their life. Remember, this isn't just some childish prank, this is a deliberate attempt to inflict harm, and the consequences can be devastating. And, of course, there's the karmic aspect to consider. The energy put out into the universe through such a hex will eventually return to the caster, often amplified. It's a dangerous game to play, and the potential for negative consequences for both the target and the caster is significant. So, while exploring these darker aspects of magic can be fascinating, it's crucial to remember the potential for real-world harm and the importance of ethical considerations. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of cigarette charms, a potent form of male-friendly witchcraft. We'll explore several methods, so grab your favorite beverage and let's get started. First up, we're talking about male-friendly witchcraft on a cigarette. Now, this isn't about stereotypical manly magic, it's about harnessing energy in a way that resonates with masculine energies. Think focused intention, direct action, and a no-nonsense approach. For this, you'll need a cigarette, preferably one you've personally chosen, and a clear intention. Visualize your goal. Maybe it's attracting a specific person, boosting your confidence, or even improving your luck. As you roll the cigarette, or even just hold it, infuse it with that energy. Focus on the feeling, the desire, and let it become part of the cigarette itself. When you smoke it, visualize that energy flowing into you, empowering you to achieve your goal. Remember, the key here is focused intention and visualization. The more you believe in the process, the more effective it will be. Next, let's explore name witchcraft on a cigarette. This is a powerful technique, but it requires respect and ethical considerations. You'll need the target's full name, written clearly on a small piece of paper. This paper is then carefully rolled into the cigarette, ideally near the filter. As you smoke, focus on the person's name, visualizing your desired outcome. Are you trying to influence their behavior? Are you aiming to connect with them on a deeper level? The intention is key. Remember, this is a powerful technique, so use it responsibly and ethically. Consider the consequences of your actions before proceeding. Now, let's get into something a little more intense, ritual on a cigarette with blood. This is not for the faint of heart. This is advanced magic and should only be attempted by experienced practitioners who fully understand the implications. A single drop of your own blood, placed on the cigarette before smoking, acts as a powerful binding agent, amplifying your intention. This is a potent method, but it comes with a significant energetic cost. You're essentially linking your energy directly to the cigarette and, by extension, your intention. Again, ethical considerations are paramount. This isn't something to be taken lightly. Proceed with caution and only if you're fully prepared for the consequences. Finally, let's look at witchcraft on a cigarette with food. This is a gentler approach, focusing on symbolic representation. For example, if you're aiming for prosperity, you might incorporate a small piece of cinnamon, the spice associated with abundance. If you're seeking love, a tiny piece of rose petal might be appropriate. The food item is carefully rolled into the cigarette, and as you smoke, you visualize the qualities you want to attract. This method is less intense than the blood ritual, but still effective when done correctly. The key is to choose a food item that symbolically represents your desired outcome. Remember to choose foods that are safe to burn and won't cause any health issues. Remember, responsible and ethical practice is crucial in all forms of magic. Always consider the consequences of your actions before performing any ritual. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more magical content.